What is going on YouTube? Omega V here with you, and I am bringing you our Week 2 team builder for the PMC. Now, if you saw last week's battle, we narrowly escaped with a victory, with a 1-0 victory over Dpad Gamer and the Orlando City Serperiors. This week we are actually up against a division foe. We are up against Levine and the Boston, I believe it's Boston Kommos, it might be Boston City Kommos. I'm not sure, but one of those two. Yeah, he has a incredibly tough team. It's definitely not going to be an easy match by any way, so I definitely need to bring in my entire A game for this. His team consists of... One moment, I lost it. His team consists of Clefable, Latias, Skarmory, Mega Tyranitar, Rotom Wash, Marowak, Alola, Krookodile, Virizion, Zangoose, Alola Sandslash, and Vanillux. So yeah, the lower half of his team, like the Virizion, Zangoose, Sandslash, and Vanillux, I'm not worried about. I can handle those fairly well with the team that I have, but the Clefable, Latias, Skarmory core, that's gonna be a problem, to say the least. But yeah, so this week I did remember to put on nicknames to everyone, so I will actually have the nicknames ready for you guys. So making his season debut this week, we have Darth Venomous, our Mega Venusaur, rocking Giga Drain, Synthesis, Hidden Power Fire, and Sludge Bomb. So this thing is an absolute monster, really. Everyone knows that Mega Venusaur is one of the better mons to use in draft format. It just has a lot of natural bulk to it, and yeah, it can hit a little heavily depending on how you make it. But I invested 200 in HP, 124 defense, 60 in attack, and 124 in special defense with a calm nature. This just gave it enough to... The only reason I gave it that much special attack on there is so that it could 2-hit KO the Skarmory. With this, Hidden Power Fire does about a little over 50% to them with this amount, so definitely needed that. It'll be good to be able to take it out in 2 hits, especially if we're faster than it. Yeah, and the rest of the defense is just kind of calced based on my preference. I want this to be a little bit of a mixed wall, being able to take hits on the physical and the special side if we need to. So hopefully it works out for us with this. Definitely never used this mon before, so we'll see how I can do with it. Next up we have Darth Plagueis, our Lantern, making his second and unfortunately final appearance for the season. So I did end up trading him to the New York Cosmogs for Alomomola, and that is basically that move. Even though I do like using Lantern, was a better move on my part. I did need to get something that completely resisted Earthquake, and Alomomola unfortunately just does the job better for this. And Lantern, as much as I enjoy using it, I can't use it properly this season with all my other weaknesses, and I didn't particularly want to get rid of anything else on the team. So I had made that trade, but yeah, Darth Plagueis is here. He is rocking the Air Balloon with the Water Absorb. I did go with Water Absorb this time in case he does decide to bring in the Rotom Wash. Yeah, he doesn't have an electric typing, so apart from Rotom Wash, so it didn't really make sense to bring the Volt Absorb. I feel like if anything he'll be going for the Hydro Pumps with it, and I just feel like this is going to be better. But that Air Balloon, it'll at least buy me one hit from away from an Earthquake, depending on what they do first or if it's already been hit. But hopefully it can save me from at least one hit. Then I can burn something with Scald. Hopefully his Mega Tyranitar or Krookodile, ideally. But yeah, apart from Scald, he's rocking Volt Switch, Icy Wind, and Substitute. Now, with Substitute, I am... how can I put this? I'm a little hesitant on it. I really wanted to put in Toxic instead, so I can Toxic things like the Latias, but just the fact that he has Skarmory just right there, and if I try to go for a Toxic and he switches into the Skarmory, that's basically a lost turn with this. And as much as I would love to get a Toxic off, I think that Substitute might just be the better move to go with for this. And Icy Wind, I do love that move, honestly. Like, I wish more Mons learned it. Just the fact that you can lower their speed so much with an Icy Wind can really change the direction of the game. But he's going to be a physical defensive Mon with 252 HP, 252 defense, and 4 in special attack. I'm actually really nervous about only putting that 4 in the special attack, but I feel like it's more of a utility Lantern this time around rather than an attacking one, so hopefully that doesn't come around and hurt me here in this match, because like I said, my matchup is not really the most favorable this week. But yeah, moving on to the next one, we do have Darth Ramage, our Donphan. So it is rocking the Citrus Berry with Sturdy, using Knockoff, Gunk Shot, Ice Shard, and Play Rough. So this thing is just an absolute attack. It's in attack mode. That's all I can say about it. It should be able to hit just about anything on his team for a decent amount of damage, with the exception of the Skarmory and the... no, that's about it. It should be able to hit everything else with a decent amount of damage. Ice Shard, you never know when it might come in handy to have that priority, so I'm definitely keeping it there. Next up, we actually have another first timer. Is Darth Bane, our Hitmontop. So he is rocking the leftovers with Intimidate, Close Combat, Fake Out, Mach Punch, and Rapid Spin. So I basically want him to go in there, intimidate something, come out, fake out, then come out, switch into something else, switch back in, and get another intimidate off. This is basically, if the Mega Tyranitar gets off its Dragon Dances, this is going to be my only option to go to, because it's gonna put in too much damage if it gets off a couple Dragon Dances, and nothing will really be able to take it. So yeah, 252 in HP, 252 in attack, 4 special defense with an adamant nature. Should be able to do quite some damage. And next up, making his season debut, a member that's been on every single one of our PMC teams, we have Darth Zana the Regice. Now, why am I bringing Regice here? Well, Regice is actually a pretty decent matchup, and so Frost Breath, Thunderbolt, Protect, and Toxic, and I'm actually gonna switch this out for Focus Blast and switch this for, I think it's Shuca Berry. Yeah, let's put in that for the Shuca Berry, and then we're gonna go with the Flash Cannon. Same reasoning as what was going on with behind the Lantern. I just don't feel comfortable risking going for a Toxic, because my opponent would more than likely switch out expecting a Toxic or something. I'd rather be able to just hit stuff, and the Focus Blast does OHKO the Mega Tyranitar, and with the Shuca Berry I should be able to live an Earthquake from it, even if it has a couple Dragon Dances up, so we'll see if this actually works out for us. If not, then well, it's a Regice. That's what all people are going to say. It's not expected to do much, but I am going with 252 in HP, 252 in defense, and 4 in special attack. And now that I'm thinking about this, yeah, I'm actually going to leave that here. Now, there is actually a really particular reason why I go with Frostbest over Ice Beam, and that's because of setup Mons. basically his Clefable and Latias. If they set up, they're gonna be a pain and a half to deal with, and with Frost Breath at least, it will always result in a critical hit. So even no matter what their stats are, if they have +6 special defense, it's gonna hit them as if they were at their normal special defense on there. So definitely something that I'm more than likely always gonna bring for that same reason. But yeah, Flash Cannon can hit the Clefable, assuming it doesn't have too much. Thunderbolt can hit the Skarmory, and yeah. And then last but not least, we have Darth Vader R. Entei. I'm actually going with an Expert Belt set this week. I was considering running double Shuckle Berry, just so I could have 2 different Mons on there with Shuckle Berry and take 2 Earthquakes potentially. But I think that this is going to be okay this way. So I am actually running the Extreme Speed, Sacred Fire, Iron Head, and Bulldoze on here. Now, the reason I'm running Bulldoze is the same reason I'm running the Icy Wind on this thing. Like, it might be my only option to go for a Bulldoze and try to get them down with something like, especially with something like the Virizion, or if he has something that's Scarfed that I just can't take on normally, I would have to go for that Bulldoze just to get that damage off. And I am going with an Atom in Nature, 252 in attack, 252 in speed, and 4 in special defense. Just so that hopefully after 1 Bulldoze I can actually outspeed things. But yep, Iron Head, Sacred Fire, and Extreme Speed. Not really needing to explain why for most of those. They're pretty standard in my opinion. But yeah, that's my team for this week, guys. Again, I don't know, this week's matchup is just really tough for me, and we'll see how it goes. See you during the battle. Later.